Hey guys, today I got a fully comprehensive enhanced Shaman guide for you. I'll try to keep it as short and informative as possible. So I guess let's jump straight in and see how it goes. I won't go into too much detail about the gear, there are enough resources out there. Overall, Shaman is pretty flexible to gear. Obviously there are a few best pieces, but overall you want to look for a 4-set bonus of your tier 7. And you obviously want to reach spell hit cap and expertise cap. We prefer crit over haste, and on some slots you can go either melee or spellcaster, depending on the itemization. Talents are super straightforward. I recommend going 5 of 5 into Ancestral over Improved Shields. And if you don't run with a Frost Decay, you obviously want to go 2 of 2 into Improved Windfury Totem for the extra melee haste. For your major glyphs you want to run Flame Tongue and Fire Nova. And the third slot is kinda on you if you want to run either Storm Strike or Fire Elemental Totem, depending if you're looking for overall damage in the raid or if you want to get some individual passes for specific bosses. No surprises when it comes to professions, you want to go JC, just because that gives you a lot of flexibility with your stats. And engineering is pretty much a no-brainer. The glove enchant alone grants, I think, 340 haste every minute for 12 seconds, so that alone equals to a DPS increase of 75. Even though we are not running Windfury weapon in phase 1, we still want 2 slow weapons that are synced up on speed. That is either 2.5 seconds or 2.6 seconds Swingtimerr. And that's mainly for 2 reasons. When the weapons hit within half a second of each other, they just consume 1 flurry charge instead of 2 individual ones. So we want to have flurry up all the time, so we need to sync the weapons. And for phase 1 we are using Flame Tongue weapon on both weapons. We need to downrank one of them though, otherwise if they're both on max rank we trigger the ICD of 1.5 seconds. So we're downranking our main hand to rank 9 and keeping the max rank on the offhand just for maximum value of Lava Lash. So as you might have noticed, when you start attacking an enemy and you're already in melee range, your weapons don't sync up straight away. That is because your main hand hits instantly and your offhand starts with a 50% Swingtimerr. So to combat that you can just start attacking while running into the boss before you actually are in melee range, and if you do that your weapons will start perfectly synced. You can just macro start attack into your shocks and storm strike ability, and I'm also going to put a macro as an example in the description below. Alright, let's get to the big reason why we're doing all this work with syncing our weapons. So each Maelstrom weapon stack decreases our cast time by 20%, and it also allows us to cast without resetting our Swingtimerr, which is the big one here. So what that means is we can weave lightning bolts and chain lightnings into our rotation without resetting our Swingtimerr.
Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt!
I recommend using the Swingtimerr Weak Ore from Ralgator. I'm gonna link that in the comments as well, and you can see on my screen how the blue bars on my Swingtimerr indicate if there's time to weave in a lightning bolt or a chain lightning. You might notice how your Swingtimerr sometimes get out of sync even though you started with perfectly synced weapons. That is because of a effect called Parry Haste, which increases just one swing, I think just your offhand, by 50%, so that makes your weapon unsynced. Luckily there is a nice, pretty simple tag for that, and it's called Albino Snake. And the way it works is, if you summon a pet, your Swingtimerr is automatically reset. And the big reason we shamans use the Albino Snake is because it's the only pet in the game that for whatever reason doesn't trigger a GCD. So you can put it down, sync your weapons and keep casting. So let's get into the actual fun stuff. Shamans don't have an actual rotation, it's more of a priority list for your spells. But generally speaking, you want to start your boss encounter off by right-clicking him, so you start attacking. You want to pop your wild magic potion on the pull timer, so you can use a speed potion later on. You use the wild magic potion first to maximize a fire elemental snapshot. I did a whole video on that last week, so make sure to check that out too. Next on, you'll cast your feral spirits while running towards the boss. After that, you'll put your totems down as soon as you're close enough to the boss for your magma totem to reach him. Now you want to keep up your Storm Strike and Flame Shock debuff on the boss at all times. If there is more than one target, you can keep Flame Shock up on up to 3 targets for maximizing your DPS. If Storm Strike and Flame Shock debuff is up on the boss, you want to keep focusing on weaving in lightning bolts or chain lightnings. We had a look earlier, so you can do that with like 3-4 stacks, even 2 sometimes. Depending on your haste. Like if Lust is up, you won't be able to do it with 2 stacks, but otherwise you might be. If you can't weave because you're blocked by a GCD or you don't have enough Maelstrom weapon stacks, you cast either Fire Nova for multiple enemies or Earthshock if it's just one boss. With Earthshock you want to keep in mind, don't cast it if Flame Shock is applied for less than 6 seconds, because otherwise you'll have the shock on cooldown when you want to reapply Flame Shock. If your Storm Strike, Fire Nova and Shocks are on cooldown, you can use that time to re-up your Magma Totem and your Lightning Shield. And if that's still all Gucci, you can use Lava Lash to fill those GCDs. This video is over. Don't worry, there will be a new video, but this video is over.